So now we're going to look at ActiveCampaign's sales tools like the pipeline and deals features. I'll use a real-life coaching business as an example that sells a coaching program for $3,000. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how to build a pipeline, connect a scheduling tool like Calendly for booking calls, and automate creating deals in ActiveCampaign. But before we dive into that, let me first give you some more background on the example case study. So I like to work with real life examples so you guys get a better understanding how it works. So the first step over here at the top left corner, you see a YouTube ad. I came across this YouTube ad from someone who sells coaching programs. So he offers a program to help other coaches improve their business and earn more money by using YouTube ads to create a sales funnel. So that's basically the first step, as you can see over here. So the ad encourages people to sign up for a webinar. So if I click this link over here, he encourages me to sign up for his webinar. So that could be free or paid. So in this case, it is a paid webinar that costs $7. So this is the landing page. And after the webinar, so in this step over here, he invites his audience to book a call with him. So call booked or no call booked, right? So two options. So keep in mind, he doesn't try to sell his program on the webinar. He tries to sell his program on the call booked. So during that call, he will make an offer. And of course, during that call, he also tries to find out whether that person is a good fit for his program. So if it's not a good fit, that person will end up in the bucket, not a good fit, right? So then we also have two other buckets. So offer declined. So that person can, of course, decline the offer. So I now see I have two declines. So let's make this offer accepted. So of course the person can accept the offer or decline the offer. And if we go to this ActiveCampaign tab over here, so this is ActiveCampaign's pipeline feature, so the sales features. And to get started with the deals feature, you're gonna simply click on deals over here. And then over here you can create a new pipeline, so add a pipeline. Or you can just edit the default pipeline. That's what I did. You can click on this gear icon over here and you're going to click on options and you can rename the pipeline name. Here you can also change the currency if you want. So in this case, I'm going to click on save. So if I'm correct, the default pipeline has 3 stages. So every block you see over here, so every column, that's basically a different stage. So if I click here at the top right corner, I can add a new stage and I can name the stage whatever I want. So test stage, for example, I can also give it a color and I'm going to click on add. And as you can see, now the new stage is added at the end over here and I can just grab it and I can rearrange the order of the stages. So in this case, I don't need this stage, so I'm going to remove it again. I'm going to click on the gear icon over here and I'm going to click on delete this stage. Yes, I want to delete this stage. So I created these 6 stages for a coaching business. So this is of course just an example, just to give you a better understanding of how it works. In my brain, it always works better if I see a real example instead of just using a default template of ActiveCampaign. So the first stage is no call booked. The second stage is call booked. And then we have offer made. Then we have offer declined. So I made this one a red color. So if you click this gear icon, you can edit this stage. You can change the color over here. You can also change the column width if you want. I'm going to click on cancel. And then we have offer accepted. So I made this a green one. So that's obviously what we want, right? And then we have not a good fit. Then inside these stages, you can see we have 2 deals. So every row basically inside a stage is called a deal. So if I click on a deal over here, so as you can see, this is called Robin Calendly. If I click on it, so here you can see the deal value is $3,000. So this could be, for example, your coaching program price, right? So every new deal that enters your pipeline has a value of $3,000 because your coaching program costs $3,000. So as you can see this stage, so we have a call booked for these 2 deals. So the total value of this current stage is $6,000, right? So here you can see what the total value is of this particular stage in the pipeline. And if we go back to this overview real quick, so during the webinar, so near the end of the webinar, this person tries to invite you to book a call with him. So here we have a page, for example, book a call. So please book a call below. And he's using the Calendly integration to book a call, right? So if I click on one of these dates, I can book a call with him, and that's the idea, right? So for this example, I also created an account with Calendly. So this is my Calendly page, and I integrated Calendly with ActiveCampaign. So if we go back to ActiveCampaign, and that's the beauty of ActiveCampaign. So if you go to apps over here, you can see they have a lot of different integrations. So that saves you money, for example, to purchase a paid plan for Zapier. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Zapier. So in this case, I'm going to click on Calendly and I'm going to search Calendly. And here we have the Calendly integration. So as you can see, I already connected Calendly with ActiveCampaign. As you can see, I already have my Calendly account connected. Do keep in mind to automate things with Calendly and ActiveCampaign. So if you want to automate certain things in ActiveCampaign, which we are doing right now, if you want to automate things, you have to be at least on the standard plan. So if you have a free Calendly plan, you cannot automate things with ActiveCampaign. Also, I tried using Zapier, for example, with Calendly, and also that doesn't work if you are on the free plan. So just so you know, you have to be on a standard plan at least to make it work with ActiveCampaign. So if you want to connect your Calendly account, you're going to click on Add an Account at the top right corner over here. Then it asks you to log in to Calendly, and it also asks you for the ActiveCampaign API data. And to find your ActiveCampaign API data, we're going to click on this bottom left gear icon over here, and we're going to go to Developer. And here we have the API access. So the Calendly integration asks for the URL. So you're going to copy the URL over here, and it asks for the key, and you're going to copy it as well. And you're going to enter that into the integration with Calendly. So when you're setting up that integration, so I'm going to click on Edit over here. When you're setting up that integration, you'll end up in the mapping step over here. And this is what they called field mapping. And here you're going to connect the Calendly data. So for example, the email, the first name with the ActiveCampaign data. So if I click on this Calendly tab over here, so this is my booking page on Calendly. So if I click a certain date, so for example, February 9, and if I click a time and I click on next, here you can see I need to enter the details, the name, and the email address, and I can share anything that will help prepare for our meeting. So there are 3 data points a person can add when booking a meeting with me. So if we go back to the ActiveCampaign tab over here, you can see that I have the email connected with email, the first name with first name, and then please share anything that will help prepare for our meeting. I created a custom field for that. So to create a custom field, we're going to go to ActiveCampaign and we're going to click on Contacts. And then the next step is you're going to click on Fields. And here you're going to click on Add a New Field. So here you can see the Calendly custom field I created. Also make sure you're on the Contacts tab and not on Deals or Accounts. So when you're on Contacts, you're going to click on Add a New Field. So what I did, I started it with Calendly. So I know exactly that this field belongs to the Calendly. And then I just copied and pasted this text over here into this field over here. So it's just the exact same thing. And then as field type, I used text area. And then I'm going to click on add. So when you added your custom fields, you can refresh this page and then you can select the custom fields you created in here. So you can map this Calendly custom field with this one, so that data will be saved into your account. And just to show you how it looks, so if I click this deal over here, so this is an example. So this is the deal page over here. And as you can see, this is the contact that is related to this deal. And it might be a little bit confusing. This name over here, as you can see, I'm just going to copy it. And what I did here for testing, I added this in the name field. As you can see, this is the email address. So this is what I did basically. So I used this email address and I've used this name, and that is the contact that is created over here. So if I click on this contact, here you see the custom field that we just created. And as an example, I added please share stuff here. So this is what I added in here, right? So just for testing purposes, I added these 3 things. And as you can see, this is how it looks. So if one of your sales employees, or maybe you are that sales employee, you can check all that data inside ActiveCampaign the moment you're preparing for that call with this specific person. That's the idea, right? And then over here at the top left corner, you will see the old deal. So we can go back to that deal. So you can click on this deal. So you can go back to the deals tab. Over here, we can go back to the pipeline at the top left corner. So that's basically how it works with the field mapping. So when you're done field mapping, you're going to click on finish, and then you should be good to go. And just for example purposes, I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to fill in the name Robin Mario. And then for email address, I'm going to use this email address. And this is also a really good thing to note. So if you have your email address, so my regular email address is this, but for testing purposes, it's obviously really nice that you can just use that same email address over and over again, right? So if you add that +1 or +2 or plus whatever, ActiveCampaign sees it as a new email address, but it's basically the same email address for you. So you don't have to create a new email address over and over again if you want to test if your integrations are working correctly. So just for example purposes, I'm going to enter here, share, whatever. And then I'm going to click on schedule event. You are scheduled. So now I'm going to go back to ActiveCampaign and I'm going to click on contacts and then on lists. And then I'm going to go to my list over here. I'm going to click on it. And here you can see the person that just scheduled an call with us. That is this person, right? Also, if we're going to click on deals over here, so I'm going to click on deals, you'll see that there is a new deal added to the call booked stage over here. That is this deal. And this is an automation inside ActiveCampaign. So this is the automation you'll see here on the screen that enables the automatic deal creation when someone books a call with us. So when a Calendly event is created, so that is the trigger for this automation, a new deal is added inside our pipeline. So if you have your Calendly integration enabled, you can just click on add a new trigger and you can search for Calendly over here at the top right corner, or you can go to apps and then click Calendly, and there you see the two Calendly options you have with automations. So Calendly event is created. That is the one I clicked on, and that is this one. So if I click on it, here you see which Calendly events can trigger this automation. So I have all Calendly events. So I'm going to click on save. Then we have this next step over here. So I'll show you where to find this one. So if you click on the plus icon over here, and you're going to click on CRM, and here it says add a deal, and that is the one I use. So then as the deal title, I've used the first name. So that is the first name people will fill in. So if I click on this back icon here again, so that is the name people enter here in this field in the Calendly form. So to find this one, you're going to just click on the personalize the deal field, and then you're going to select this drop-down list over here, and then you're going to enter first name. So that's what I did. Then over here, you can enter a value. So if your coaching program is $3,000, then you can enter that $3,000 over here. So that, again, this is just an example, of course. Then you're going to select the pipeline. So in this case, it's the coaching pipeline. And then you're going to select the stage. So in this case, it is call booked, right? So that person booked the call with us. So I want them in the stage call booked. Then the owner of this deal. So if you have multiple sales employees, for example, you can select a different person, right? So in this case, I'm going to click on save. And then we have another step over here, which I'll explain right now. So if we go back to the pipeline over here, and we're going to select the deal we just created. So the person that just booked the call with us. So I'm going to click on it. And first things first, if I click on this contact over here, so that is the person that booked the call with us, right? So this is the deal. So this is the deal template, so the deal page. And here we have the contact, so the person that booked the call with us. So if I click on this contact, as I showed you earlier, so here you see the contact information, of course. Here you see the Calendly information that he shared with us. So this is the field we mapped, right, with the integration with Calendly. And here you see the Calendly event. So this is the event date and time of our call. So our call date. So you can also click on details over here. You'll see more details, as you can see. And here you see the recent activities, which you're already familiar with probably if you saw the other videos of my ActiveCampaign tutorial. And one thing you'll see is that there is a task added. So ActiveCampaign allows you to create tasks for your sales employees or for yourself. So if I go back to the all deals page over here, so all deals, and I'm going to click on the deal. So here you can see the open tasks for this specific deal. I can also see all my tasks as a sales employee. So I am the deal owner of this, and I also have an account inside ActiveCampaign, and I can see tasks that are assigned to me. So this task is assigned to Robin, that is me. So if I click on tasks over here, I see all my tasks. So let's have a look at the task that was just created when someone booked a call with us. So I'm going to click on this task. And when you click on the task, as you can see, the deal page will open. So here we can click on the task again if you want to read the rest of the information over here. So this is what the task is. So this is, of course, again, an example task. And it's just to show you how automation works inside ActiveCampaign. But let's explain the task. So decide the next stage for the deal. So the task description, this deal should move to one of the 4 next stages: offer made, offer declined, offer accepted, or not a good fit. So if we go to the pipeline here again, so after the call is made, the salesperson that spoke to that specific person should move this deal to one of these other 4 stages, right? So that salesperson either made an offer during that call. So it's possible that the person that booked the call with us isn't sure yet whether he wants to decline the offer or accept the offer or thinks he's not a good fit. It's also possible that during the call, the person that our sales employee spoke to declined the offer already. So in that case, you want to move this specific deal to the stage offer declined. If the person you spoke with accepted the offer immediately during the call, you can move the deal stage to offer accepted. And then lastly, we have not a good fit. So if you notice during the call that person you're speaking to isn't really a good fit for that coaching program, you're going to move that deal to not a good fit. So let's open a deal. And let's say, for example purposes, we have had the call and we're going to change the stage to offer accepted. So the person accepted the offer of our coaching program during the call. So you can change the stage over here. I can click on it and change it to offer accepted. You can also go back to deals and just grab the deal and you're going to move it to offer accepted. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to do it. So if I click on the deal again, so then the next thing ActiveCampaign allows us to do is to change the status of our deals. So over here now, the deal is still open, but we can change it to won or lost. So in this case, this specific deal is won. So he accepted our offer. He bought our coaching program. So I'm going to click on won and I'm going to click on save changes. So now you see the color of the 3K changed in green. We can see the recent activity. So this status changed to won. And we can also click the icon over here. So the check mark, because we moved the deal to the next stage, right? So I'm going to click on it and now the task is completed. So there are no open tasks any longer for this specific deal. And going back to the automatic tasks. So if I click on this tab over here, so this is the automation we created for creating a deal. And here we see this tab, right? So this is enter the automation, add tasks, decide deal stage. So this is another automation I created, which is this automation. It's really simple. So there is no start trigger over here, as you can see, because the trigger of this specific automation is this step over here. So what does this automation do? It just add a task. So if I click on this plus icon here again, so I'm going to click on CRM, so add a deal task. So the task title is decide the next stage for the deal. Then we have a task description. So this deal should move to one of the 4 next stages, as I just showed you earlier. And then we have a task type. So this is a custom task type I created. So the default task types are these 4. So call, email, launch, and meeting. And I created this custom task type. So to create a custom task type, you're going to click on deals over here, and then you're going to go to task settings. And as you can see over here, I added the custom task type. And to add a new task type, you're going to click on add a task type over here. And as you can see, now a new field appears where you can just enter a new task type. Make sure to click save changes when you've done so. So once you added that custom task type, as I just did over here, you can refresh this page and select the update deal stage. So here you need to decide what sales agent you want to assign this specific task to. So in this case, I'm going to say deal owner. Then I have 0 minutes, then affects the most recent deal for this contact, and then the pipeline, any pipeline. And I'm going to click on save. And that's basically it. And I'm going to end the automation. So again, this is the trigger for this automation, right? So you don't have to select the trigger over here because this step over here is the trigger for this automation. So if you're going to click on this plus icon here and you go to conditions and workflow, here you see start an automation. Here you can select the automation and then you can select the automation that you want to start. And as I said in other videos for the ActiveCampaign tutorial, make sure to give your automations a good recognizable name so you know what automation to select here. Especially if you have automations working together like these two, make sure to give them a proper name. So I call them automation 29.9 and this one 29.2, right? So I know they're working together. And then the last step is end this automation. So to give you a summary of what we just did, so we integrated Calendly with ActiveCampaign with the Calendly integration. So we did the field mapping, so the data they enter in these fields will be connected to ActiveCampaign. So then we created this automation so we don't have to manually create a deal when someone booked a call with us. And then also we created this automation to automatically add a task to make sure the sales agent follows up on the person that booked a call with us, to make sure that sales agent makes a decision about what the next step is for that particular deal. And again, these are just examples, of course. You can go as far as you want. So for example, you can also create an automation the moment someone moves to a different stage. So for example, if you say offer accepted, so if you move a specific deal to offer accepted, you can create an automation that a one-on-one email is sent to that specific contact. So obviously when someone accepts your coaching program and buys your coaching program, you want to send them probably an email with login details or whatever things you have for your coaching program. What are the next steps? You want to send them probably a one-on-one email. So to do so, you can do that in ActiveCampaign as well. So if I click on the contact, and if I scroll down here a little bit, and here you'll see emails. If I click on emails, here you can click on send an email. And here you can send that person a one-on-one email. So this is not a newsletter email like a broadcast. No, this is a one-on-one email. So if you want, you can create a new automation, for example, add a start trigger. And then for the trigger, you're going to select a stage. So for example, deal stage changes. So when a contact moves from stage, any stage to stage, for example, offer accepted, I want to trigger this automation. So I'm going to click on add start. And then for the action, I want to send a one-on-one email. So in this email, I want to send the instructions for how that person can get started with my coaching program, because that person accepted my coaching program, right? He bought my program. I now want to send him a one-on-one email. So there are so many possibilities how you can automate things with ActiveCampaign, and these are just some random examples I created. Hopefully now you get a better understanding of how the pipeline feature works with ActiveCampaign, the tasks and the automations, and how a third-party tool like Calendly works with ActiveCampaign.